Welcome to this introduction to NewsWhip. What we're going to look at today is our predictive media intelligence technology. Now, what we're looking at the moment is a search I've created for any mention of Twitter across web, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also looking at the top journalists writing about Tinder over the last 24 hours. So when we talk about predictive media intelligence, what that means is we're able to actually forecast the future impact of digital media. So this can be useful in two ways. First, for understanding trends. What stories audiences will engage with most each day, or issues. Is there a negative mention of my brand? And we want to understand, is this going to be a large story or not? So for example, we could look at the Forbes article here and see the amount of engagement it has now, or this from the Lied Bible. Now, what we measure the performance of articles is with social media engagement. So through our partnerships with Facebook and Twitter, we're able to measure how these web articles are shared across different social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and soon Reddit. We can see the number of shares, comments, likes with the article, and also where that story is predicted to be in the next couple of hours. In this case, we can see it's predicted not to grow a huge amount more. Now, how accurate is this? It's about 10% above or below the number that we predict. So, for example, if we predict 1,000, it will be in the region of around 900 or 1,100. So this gives us a descending order of the stories having the biggest impact globally, but of course we could measure by different languages or locations or different keywords or even topics to give us a complete view of what's happening not only across different regions and languages but across different platforms all at one time. Now, of course, if we want to automate this, what we can also do is set different alerts. So for example, if we want to receive a real-time alert to be updated during the day about the biggest stories mentioning our brand or a topic we're following, we're able to have a real-time alert. And we're able to sync these to Slack. So what we'd be able to do is say, I want to put it into my Tinder channel. And it'll look like this. We'll get any mention of Tinder in our Slack channel, and multiple people can follow the channel for any important mentions, providing value outside of the technology itself. We can also have scheduled alerts, which means that you can have something delivered at the start of your day to show you all of the most important mentions of Tinder in your inbox. So for example, here we can get a view of all the stories that have been published about Tinder this morning, or whatever time we choose to set that up with. The important thing here is that we're sending you alerts for stories that are having an impact, not just any old mention of Tinder, but things that are being shared, commented, liked, and actually getting some traction across Facebook, Twitter, and social platforms. So we're bringing a bit of data and insight to these mentions and some context, not just the mention itself. So what we're also able to do is not only look into the future, but look historically for a competitive benchmark, for example, to see in the last 90 days, what have been the web articles published about Tinder that have created the most engagement, or even get a timeline view, or if we want to understand who are the journalists, publications, Facebook pages writing about Tinder, who's having the biggest impact with their audience, and what are the articles also having the biggest impact. So again, if we're looking to do a campaign review, if we're doing research, competitive analysis, or if we're just planning who are the best people to share our message, we're able to look at these really easily. So again, if we want to look into the future for day-to-day predictive media intelligence, or even unpack the larger macro trends of what we're doing, we're able to do that. So what we're able to do is create a customized account for you, so you can test this for yourself, and then you'll be able to see how it's used by similar companies. Okay, thanks very much.